start with a quote shared by the current mayor of Boston, Mayor Marty Walsh. It reads, "I'd welcome the French Foreign Ministry to reach out and to tour any of these neighborhoods with me, to give them a chance to look beyond the unfortunate headlines and to see firsthand the rich culture and diversity that we are so proud of here." So, as a representative of the French Foreign Ministry, we'd like you to help us change these messages.
I attended to his inauguration, and it was very striking that the first issue he raised in his speech, in his inauguration speech, was about security, providing security to all neighborhoods in Boston. And I think that does not mean, I'm not his spokesperson and I don't want to talk for him, obviously, but I think that this does not mean that he thinks that Boston is a city where, which is defined by crime, not at all. It's just that he considers that this is, an issue that is important to make for people of Boston, of all neighbors in Boston, to be aware that, well, Boston is a very successful city, very attractive, attracting a lot of businesses, of tourists and so on, but that in some areas, people have to face security issues, and that's not fair.
Considering that the blacklisted areas are largely populated with minorities, we find the messages racist and hurtful in some way, and that is one of the reasons why we're having this conversation, so that we can change that.
Now, in the United States, there's not such a single place where we consider it too dangerous for our citizens to go. So there is no travel ban, so to say, for French citizens to come to, for example, to Dorchester or Roxbury or Mattapan. We don't want those places to be defined by crime, but still the purpose of this website, of this page, is just to give basic security tips to our tourists when they go abroad and they don't know the place. And the way we phrase it, which is, I think, is not don't go to Dorchester, is then in some neighborhoods, you should avoid walking on your own at night or something like that.
We want the French tourists to get a complete view of what Boston is. And I wanted to know if you can help us. And I also want to say that the JFK Library is in here, Dorchester.
When you read this travel advisory about Boston and about Dorchester, the only thing you read is the one about security. And the fact, and you would like us, to let people know more about, all the riches of Dorchester, the JFK Library, and so on and so forth. And I think that, that would be great. But the mission of the consulate, we are not, a tourist promotion bureau. Our role is about the protection of our nationals. I read the papers, and unfortunately, and you know it also, there are incidents more in Dorchester, in Mattapan, and in Roxbury. There are incidents related to gang crimes, to violence, to shootings, and that's my concern. There was an article in the Globe about a rising crime in the Boston Common, at the very heart of the city, or I don't remember if it was the Boston Common or Public Garden, but the very center of the city, very place where tourists go indeed, saying that at night there were increasing cases of crimes. And let me be very clear. If the level of incidents of crime were to really raise to a level where we think that it's better for our citizens to be very careful about going to the Boston Common at night, we would put a travel advisory about the Boston Common.